Hey everybody, my name is Stephen Glosser, host of the Going Somewhere podcast, a podcast designed for young adults who are in the midst of the ambiguous adventure of young adulthood. Let's be honest, it's a season full of uncertainty, change, love, heartbreak, and a whole lot of big decisions. How do we navigate this beautiful yet complicated season of life as followers of Jesus? Join me as we sit down for some real and raw conversations with my friends about these things, about the questions that really matter, about marriage and parenting and singleness and career and finances, home ownership, building a business, about infertility, miscarriage, broken relationships, friendships, mental health, and so much more. These are the conversations that, let's be honest, are happening oftentimes behind closed doors and sometimes without any community to support us. I want to create not only a podcast, but a community that we can navigate the season of life together, that we can have these conversations in an ongoing way that allows us to not feel like we have to do it alone. Let's be honest, we're all going somewhere. We don't always know where that is, but my desire and my belief is that we might as well go there together. We might as well go there side by side with other people that are in the same place. I am not coming at this podcast from a place of, hey, I've figured it out. I've got all the answers. I've been there. Now let me show you the way. No, I'm right alongside of you, having these conversations, asking these questions, and having these moments where let's discover this and dive in to these things together. For 6 years, my wife and I served as campus pastors at NDSU, where one of my jobs was to help students who were graduating from college launch out into the real world. And this was one of my favorite parts of the job, was helping them set up for a life of navigating the big important things of what church am I going to plug into, and how am I going to continue to serve God in my community, and who am I going to marry, and how am I going to raise my family, and all of these giant questions that these students were going to be facing in the next 10 years. Well, in 2018, my wife and I, we were starting to sense that God was doing something new in our life. To this point, we had never thought about leaving Chi Alpha or leaving Fargo-Moorhead, which is where we were living for the last several years, and the community that we had formed was so impactful in our lives. Yet there was something stirring inside of us that was an invitation for us to trust God and to step out in faith into something that He had for us. It was during that time that Genesis 12 was something that really spoke to me. God is calling Abraham, and He says to Abraham, "Go to the place that I will show you." And I could only imagine what Abraham maybe felt in that moment. But where? Where are you going to show me? What are you going to do? Where are you going to lead me? I'm supposed to leave this place of comfort. I'm supposed to leave this place that means so much to me. I'm supposed to leave these people that I love so much and go somewhere that you're going to show me in the future. Well, that's kind of how these last few years have felt for my wife and I and for our family. It's kind of how these young adult years, I think, feel for a lot of people. Go to the place that I will show you. It requires us to take action. It requires us to step out and to take one step after another in the direction that we feel God is calling us to go. I think that that's a beautiful picture. I think that's a beautiful idea that we can walk alongside each other together as we go to the place that God will show us. It doesn't always make sense. It doesn't always have all the answers, but I think that's the point. God's not inviting us to a 1, 2, 3-step program that'll allow us to have the life that He's created for us. He's calling us and inviting us into a friendship. He's inviting us onto a journey and an adventure that is right alongside Him. And so let's do this together. I desire to build a community around this podcast, and so the first thing that you can do to be a part of that is following goingsomewhere.podcast on Instagram. We're going to be sharing questions and polls and having conversations there and allowing you to play a role in what is being said and who the conversations are going to be with. But also, if this podcast impacts you in any way, I would invite you to share it with your friends. I would invite you to leave a review wherever you listen to podcasts, and make sure you subscribe to wherever you listen to podcasts, even on YouTube. as we're going to have videos as well. Please join me as we navigate this together. And a couple quick things. One of the things I want to share with you is that this is a resource of Northview Church, which is a church in Fargo, North Dakota. And I'm so grateful for that church. That's the church that God used to really build me and shape me for over 10 years before I moved to New Jersey. But it's also a place that I serve in now. And they've rallied around this podcast and rallied around this idea of going somewhere. And I couldn't do this without them. And so I just appreciate their support along the way here. And there's so many others that I could talk about, and I will at different points throughout this podcast, of people that create a space for this to happen and create a space for these conversations to happen, including the place that I'm sitting in right now, which is Fox Hill Retreat Center in Story City, Iowa, a place that has allowed my wife and I to reconnect and relax and re-engage and refresh. And it's been an incredible place, and I hope that you would check it out as well. But that's not what this is about. What I'm inviting you to is into a conversation that we can have together about navigating this season of young adulthood together in a way that honors God and allows us to follow closely after Him. I hope you'll join me, and I hope you'll be along for the ride. Have a great day, and we'll see you soon with new episodes that'll be coming out every single week. God bless.